regarding the pardon, yeah, I put in the application for a presidential pardon because I believe that Joe Biden has the same responsibility to me that he had to his own son. And I would expect that the same exact pardon that he gave his son has to go to me and to anybody else that's on that enemies list, whether they want it or not. Because I assure you, solitary confinement where I did 51 days sucks.
Michael Cohen, I believe wholeheartedly that the solitary confinement was just a terrible experience for you. And I think your point about the enemies, the proverbial enemies list, right, is a good one. I wonder, have you heard anything back from the administration? It is my understanding that two things. The administration, one, is not going to give a pardon to anybody that doesn't want one. So folks who have prominently gone out and said, I do not want a pardon, the president is not going to issue a pardon to people that don't want one. But two,
they'll change their mind when they're sitting behind closed doors. That I can assure you, they're going to kick themselves in the backside for that one.
I think hindsight will always be 20/20. I guess my question is, have you heard from the Biden administration? And I am struck by your comparing yourself and Hunter Biden. And I wonder if, well, I'm going to just tell you, Michael Cohen, we're on national TV, we have a conversation. I don't necessarily think that's your best way to go get a pardon. I mean, Hunter Biden is the president's last surviving son. But your other point, why I do think is a strong one.
I'm somebody's son also, by the way.
Agreed. You are somebody's son. But, I mean, to be very clear, you're not the president's son.
We will continue to mock the mainstream media. These people are insane. We saw how they worship Jack Smith online. Jack Smith will step out, maybe take, a trip. They will say, oh, that is a big message to Trump. Frightening people here and there. Now Jack Smith realized nothing can be done. End up with absolute nothing. They are embarrassed. It is actually pathetic to see this guy begging Biden, oh, I'm also somebody's son. He should pardon me. You are not the president's son, so you mess up, so be ready for the consequences. Michael Cohen is a stupid person. I thought he was actually intelligent, but at the end of the day, what I observe, he is not wise. Democrats use him. Now, look at how he is behaving here, embarrassing himself everywhere. Someone told me this guy is a pathological liar. I didn't believe until...
his resignation, not a surprise, Molly, but the battle, as I said, it happens right in the middle of this ongoing battle as to whether or not we're going to see the report. What do you make of just the situation that we find ourselves in, and whether or not we're even going to see this report? Merrick Garland saying he's not going to release the classified documents part of it because there's ongoing cases that I think the most average lawyer, I'm not looking at you, Dean, but even the most average lawyer would know that come January 20th, Donald Trump and his Department of Justice is going to shut it down.
Merrick Garland brought a stuffed animal to a knife fight. He just, the man was not up for the task.
Continues to disappoint.
It's important that he disappoint just until the moment he leaves office. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There was this idea that somehow there would be some kind of accountability, but shockingly,
there won't be.
No.
What do you make of
Look,
this?
let me just make a plea to Jack Smith. Let me turn right to the camera. Jack Smith, if you're watching, you don't work for DOJ, email me the report, dean@deanofradio.com, or you can slide it into my DM. I will share it. You don't have to tell me who it is. You could have a fake email. I don't even care. It could be like Smith4095 or whatever you want. Give us the report. Leave it at the photocopy place. Like whatever you have to do. We need to see the report. Merrick Garland, I've said on this show, the worst attorney general in the modern history, if ever, and that he did not swiftly hold Donald Trump accountable for attempting a coup and inciting a terrorist attack. I can't think of a bigger failure of an AG whose job it is to enforce the law and protect our nation. And Merrick Garland, I wish he had resigned in April of 2021, the month after he got appointed. Jack Smith, what else is he going to do? And don't forget, it's Merrick Garland's DOJ policy that he enforced that stopped Jack Smith from even continue with the case until Trump's fired him, which I would have preferred that. Let Trump pick his AG and then fire Jack Smith, and that becomes a big news story. He took that away, Merrick Garland, by saying, nope, the internal memos, you have to drop the case. And that's what Jack Smith said in his filings.
Yes, taking a closer look, you realize these people are not calling out Merrick Garland. They are blaming him. He's one of the worst. It's crazy. These same people, they were pressing him that time. Oh, Trump must be held accountable. Now, because they didn't succeed on their mission, he is nobody to them. He's the worst person to ever exist. The main aim of all these persecutions were just to stop Trump from running as president. That was just all. When they realized they could not get that, they were weak. They were not serious again. If not of this election, like Trump, I will tell you the truth, nothing like this will happen. When Trump announced he is running, that's where things change. They came in here and there, and at the end of the day, they have not even seen the end result, spending millions on all of these cases.
We all know from a public perspective why it's important, and certainly for the sake of transparency in our democracy, to know what it was that Jack Smith was basing his legal charges on. But from your point of view, from your vantage point of view, explain to our viewers why just seeing this report would be important still.
I think of all the great cable news segments we can have discussing it. Right there, you need that. I think it gives a narrative form. Like that's what you hope people remember the Mueller report. Not everyone read the entire thing, but you get the summary, a couple of pages, and it gives it a narrative. And it reminds people what Donald Trump did in the January 6th case, where he was charged with 4 felonies for attempting a coup, folks, attempting to remain in power despite losing the election. He was not charged for the attack on the Capitol. I wish he was. Classified documents case, they're not. Merrick Garland said we're not going to see that. I don't think we are. But again, that would give us a narrative.
He's not going to see that because he's saying that there's that the legal proceedings against the other two defendants are still ongoing post his presidency. And I don't know if he's thinking that Donald Trump is just somehow, and his Department of Justice is just going to let these defendants go to trial and possibly implicate him, and possibly implicating him.
This has been the problem this whole time, right? As Democrats have been like, this is the right thing to do. Well, this is not proper. And so, here we are with no accountability for Donald Trump. And he's just, and I mean, I think you could place the blame here squarely on Merrick Garland.
Yeah, we'll see. I wonder if Jack Smith is going to write a book or come forward or give an interview at some point. I mean, I think the public interest in what he has to say.
I have a radio show that he'd be great to guest on the Dino Bidala show.
Anything else you want to plug besides your show?
Yes, the new song I see with these people, Jack Smith should release a report, they should not hold this. I want to know what is the end result of this. If not of picking up talking points and singing like a song throughout. Trump is already the president. There is nothing you can do. It's just Jack Smith talking point, his views, like to say, Trump was guilty. He committed a crime. That is just what they want. Because no person is interested in watching them again reasoned. They just want things like this to be happening, so they should have something to say. They have lost so badly. Trump defeated them in such a way that they went down gradually. Look at them now, struggling to pick up viewers.
There's one thing I am skeptical about.
Come on.
I haven't said anything about this. I'll give it to you. This just could be based on a faulty intuition about ballistics, but I'm surprised that a rifle round making any degree of contact with an ear wouldn't do more damage. I think a shattered piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter is far more likely to have done that to his ear than a rifle round.
That's so silly.
Have you seen what rifle rounds do to human bodies?
I know, but if it just hit it by the slightest possible degree, it just, it makes much more sense. The guy behind
Well, no, but I do. No, there's no question there were rifle rounds flying. Someone was killed. I'm not debating that at all. But if in fact a teleprompter was hit by the rifle round and we know there was shattered glass, that makes more sense to me.
I want to address something for people who says, I'm singing, when I'm speaking, I don't understand. Do you want me to be fast or slow? I want to know in the comment sections because I read through all the comment sections for 2 days straight. This is what I see, especially new people coming to this channel.
Entire city of the Pacific Palisades is burning, and you know, I flew here last night. I was on the plane, started getting texts.
So I am evacuating my home,
what we need to do against what we know is right, and these are the results.
Trump is now calling that Gavin Newsom should step down.
This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds.
The situation is beyond control. I'll be updating you, giving you more information to what I'm observing on social media. I didn't want to report this, but people keep sending this to me. God bless you.
Health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
What do we do?
Right now you're looking history, remember it.
As a country about yeah, we were just talking about the wildfire situation and how crazy it is that they
still funny. And then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know, but it's like, you know, it's sad.
I want to be
Jim Jordan.
in the 5 tenets of the First Amendment.
Like this Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Lying machine that's going on.